let's try to understand the basics of national income accounting first, and then we'll move to money, banking, and monetary policy. So, when we talk about national income accounting, the first important concept is the gross domestic product, or the GDP. Now, look here very carefully. What is GDP? First, you have to understand that GDP is an estimate. It's an estimate for the upcoming financial year. Do you understand that? So, GDP is an estimate. And what kind of estimate is it? It is a monetary estimate, or in other words, you can say GDP is the money value of all the final goods and services produced within the territory of a country during a normal period of time, and this period is generally taken as a year. Do you understand that? Or look here, let's assume that there is a country and this is the territory of that country. Now, when we use the term territory in economics, it is very different from the usage of the same term in polity, because in polity, territory means the area or the geographical area over which the sovereignty of the state extends. That is territory of the country. But in economics, when we use the term domestic territory, it means that all that area from where the goods and services are produced by one entity, or you can say that citizens producing goods and services everywhere. Do you understand that? So, when we talk about domestic territory, generally it coincides with the normal geographical territory as well. So, when we are talking about gross domestic product, now three terms make this term: gross, domestic, and product. Now, product simply refers to the output. Output means the total goods produced and the total services provided. That is product. Now, when we talk in terms of domestic, I mean that whatever is produced within the territory of the country. Do you understand that? And gross means that we are not considering the depreciation value in the production process, because when you produce something, suppose you have a machine and you're producing something out of that machine, with every production cycle the machine will also undergo some kind of wear and tear, and that is known as depreciation in the capital asset. Do you understand that? So, when we are producing something, we are not considering the depreciation in the production process. When we do that, we are in the realm of gross product. When we subtract the depreciation, we go into the realm of net product. Okay. So, look here, gross domestic product therefore is, it's the money value of all the final goods produced and the final services provided within the domestic territory of a particular country over a period of time, normally taken as 1 year. Do you understand that? So, it is the money value of all the goods. Suppose in this economy, there are n goods which are produced, and suppose there are m services that are produced, service 1 to service m. So, there are n goods and m services. So, what would be GDP? GDP would be the money value of all the final goods produced and all the final services provided within the domestic territory of a country over a period of time. Generally, that period of time is taken as a year, though GDP figures could also be published half yearly and even quarterly. Do you understand that? So, generally the term that is taken into consideration when you are calculating GDP is 1 year. Now, the key word here is the final goods. Now, in the last class, we have understood the difference between final goods and intermediate goods. Intermediate goods are actually clubbed to make the final good. Like, so for example, in the last class I told you the car could be considered as the final good, whereas the tires, the seats, all these things could be considered as intermediate goods. When you count the money value of the intermediate goods separately, and along with it you also calculate the money value of the final goods as well, you commit an error, and that error is known as double counting. Do you understand that? Because अगर आपने कार की वैल्यू काउंट कर ली है तो टायर की वैल्यू, सीट की वैल्यू उसी के अंदर काउंट हो चुकी है. अगर आप उसको सेपरेटली काउंट करोगे तो ऐसा लगेगा जीडीपी बहुत ज्यादा बड़ी है. Do you understand that? Which would not be the real portrayal of the actual picture. Do you understand that? So what is GDP? GDP is the money value of all the final goods and all the final services provided within the domestic territory of a country during a period of time normally taken as 1 year. Do you understand that? That is gross domestic product that you have to keep into understanding. Now, the point here to be considered is that irrespective of who is producing it, it means, like, so suppose there is an Indian company and there is a foreign company as well. Suppose an Indian bank and a foreign bank, both are involved in banking services. Do you understand that? So the banking services money value of the Indian bank will be added to the banking services money value of the foreign bank, irrespective of the nationality of the production unit. What we see is where it is located. Do you understand that? So it means the money value of all the final goods and services provided within the domestic territory of the country during a period of time normally taken as 1 year. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि इंडियन कंपनी गुड बना रही है या फॉरेन कंपनी गुड बना रही है या इंडियन और फॉरेन कंपनी का कोई जॉइंट पार्टनरशिप है, कुछ भी हो, किसी से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. जब हम जीडीपी कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो हम मॉनेटरी वैल्यू निकालते हैं सारे फाइनल गुड्स की और सारे फाइनल सर्विसेज की जो कंट्री में प्रोवाइड हुए हैं विद इन 1 ईयर. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? नाउ लुक हियर, इट इज money value or it is a monetary estimate. GDP is a monetary estimate because think of a country like India. You cannot actually find out all the goods and you cannot just sit with a calculator to find out its value or monetary value. Monetary value would be generally the value that would be reflected in the open market. Do you understand that? In that case, GDP would be considered at market prices. But if you just subtract the indirect taxes and add the subsidies, then you will get also GDP at factor cost. Factor cost, remember? Factor cost is the actual cost of production. More of that in some time. But the point here to be noted is GDP is an estimate. कि हाँ इतना होगा हमारा GDP. Do you understand that? It's not an actual measure. It's an estimate. And GDP is a stock or a flow? It is a flow because it is over a period of time, not at a point in time. At a point in time अगर होगा तो वो क्या हो जाएगा? Stock. जैसे कि national wealth, national property. कितनी property है लोगों के पास at a given point in time? That would be stock, property stock. Do you understand that? Whereas GDP is a flow. Now this is the most important concept in national income accounting. So understand this one more time. What is GDP? I am trying to define it now. GDP is a monetary estimate, or it's the money value of all the final goods and services provided within the domestic territory of a country over a period of time generally taken as 1 year. Though GDP could also be published, GDP data could also be published quarterly, half yearly or yearly, annually. Do you understand that? One thing that you have to note is that GDP is an estimate and it is a flow, and irrespective of who is producing it, what we see in GDP is what is being produced within the domestic territory of a country. Do you get that? That is GDP. Clear ho gaya? So that is gross domestic product. Let's try to understand this. Gross domestic product is the total monetary value or market value of all the final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country over a specific period of time, typically measured annually or quarterly. वैसे half yearly भी हो सकता है. GDP is an estimate. ये पहली बात आपको याद रखना. GDP is a flow variable. It is not a stock because it is over a period of time and not at a point in time. And third, GDP is widely used as an indicator of economic health and progress. If GDP is increasing, we would say that the country is progressing to some extent. If the GDP is decreasing, then we say that the country is going backwards. Do you understand that? Economically backwards. Though GDP is not the right indicator to measure economic growth and development. There are other indicators as well, but the most commonly used indicator is the gross domestic product. Now look here, GDP refers to the output produced in the country irrespective of the ownership of the factors of production. For example, production output of a foreign unit in India is included in India's GDP. Do you understand that? मतलब जैसे कि मैकडॉनल्ड्स है या समझ लो मर्सिडीज है, ये कंपनीज तो बाहर की कंपनीज है, लेकिन अगर उन्होंने अपना प्लांट, अपनी फैक्ट्री यहाँ पर लगाई हुई है और यहाँ पे वो बर्गर बना रहे हैं या कार बना रहे हैं, तो उसका जो वैल्यू है वो किस में ऐड होगा? इंडियन जीडीपी. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? इट विल नॉट बी काउंटेड इन अमेरिका's GDP or Germany's GDP respectively. This means that if a firm is located in one country but manufactures good in another, then those manufactured goods will be counted as part of foreign country's GDP and not the home country's GDP. ठीक है, अब ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है. जीडीपी का कॉन्सेप्ट, कई बार जीडीपी का कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर नहीं होता, जिसकी वजह से आगे भी बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता है. तो एक बात बताओ, अब जीडीपी अगर मैं ये वर्ड्स बोल रहा हूँ तो सबको ये बात क्लियर है? जीडीपी इज एन एस्टिमेट, जीडीपी इज अ फ्लो वेरिएबल, जीडीपी इज एन इंडिकेटर ऑफ इकोनॉमिक हेल्थ and growth. GDP is counted generally for 1 year. GDP is the money value or market value of all the final goods and final services, all the final goods produced and all the final services provided within the domestic territory. So suppose there is a foreign country and it has, suppose a textile plant here in India, then the textile that would be turned out from that plant will be considered, its money value will be considered in India's GDP or that country's GDP? India's GDP. Do you understand that? So irrespective of the ownership of the factors of production, हम क्या देखते हैं जीडीपी में? लोकेशन देखते हैं. समझ में आया? लेकिन जब हम GNP में जाएंगे तो maybe it could be slightly different, but anyhow, did you understand this? That is GDP. Now let's try to understand types of GDP. सबसे पहला GDP है real GDP. Now, real GDP is the total value of goods and services at constant prices. तो real GDP के लिए हम क्या करते हैं? Real GDP is GDP at constant prices. It excludes inflation. अब इकोनॉमी में एक टर्म याद रखना, real. जब भी ये वर्ड यूज होगा real, it is with respect to inflation. जैसे real income, income adjusted to inflation. Real GDP, GDP adjusted to inflation. अब real और nominal GDP को कैसे हम समझ सकते हैं? यहाँ देखो, सोच कर देखो, that there is an economy and it produces, suppose a simple economy, it produces 5 goods and 5 services. And what are this type of goods? They are final goods and final services. The value of 5 goods, suppose, is 1000 rupees, total value of 5 goods, and the total value of 5 services is, suppose, 4000 rupees. Generally services are valued higher. Do you understand that? Like, so for example, an engineer giving you his services or a doctor giving you his services, generally they are priced higher. So what would be the GDP for this country in terms of rupee? It would be 5000, because it's the monetary value of all the final goods and the final services produced within the domestic territory over a period of time, generally taken as 1 year. अब इससे कोई फर्क पड़ता है क्या कि ये गुड्स इंडियंस ने बनाए हैं या फॉरेनर्स ने बनाए हैं? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. किस बात से फर्क पड़ता है? कहाँ बने. Do you understand that? It has to be within the domestic territory of India. Do you get that? Now look here very carefully. Suppose we are 3 years down the line and we are again trying to look at the GDP of this same country, and we see that 5 goods have been produced and 5 services have been produced that year also, but the price of services and goods, they have increased. It means there is inflation in the economy. तो समझ लो अगर 5 गुड्स हैं और 1000 रुपए में बिक रहे हो, ऐसे मान के चलो सारे गुड्स की प्राइस इक्वल है, तो कितने प्राइस हो गई एक गुड की? 200. यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? अब क्या हुआ, 200 की बजाय ये 400 हो. Do you understand that? In 3 years down the line, the amount is 400. तो इस पे जब 5 गुड्स हम काउंट करेंगे 400 के हिसाब से, तो कितने हो जाएगी वैल्यू? 2000. Do you understand that? Similarly, 5 services, suppose it turns out to be 8000. Do you get it? अब GDP क्या होगी? It would be 10,000. But remember this very clearly, my dear friends, that GDP is not about money. GDP is about monetary estimate of the final goods and the services provided. GDP में P क्या है? Product. Do you understand that? Product means the output by an economy. तो क्या output में कोई change आया है economy में? इस समय भी 10 ही थे, 5 goods 5 services, और यहाँ पे भी कितने हैं? 5 goods और 5 services. लेकिन जब हम estimate देखेंगे तो हमको क्या लगेगा? GDP 5000 से कहाँ चली गई? 10,000. Do you understand that? So we will wrongly estimate that the economy has started producing more goods and more services. But is that true? That is not true. Do you understand that? इसलिए क्या करते हैं कि GDP को inflation के साथ adjust करते हैं, और उसके लिए हम prices किसी base year का लेते हैं, current year का नहीं. जब हम करंट ईयर के प्राइसेस को कंसिडर करके जीडीपी का एस्टिमेट निकालते हैं, दैट इज नोन एज नॉमिनल जीडीपी. बट व्हेन वी कंसिडर द प्राइसेस प्रेवलेंट इन सम बेस ईयर और इन सम प्रीवियस ईयर एंड वी कैलकुलेट जीडीपी, दैट इज नोन एज रियल जीडीपी. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? रियल जीडीपी इज ऑलवेज जीडीपी एडजस्टेड टू इन्फ्लेशन, whereas nominal GDP is GDP where inflation is not adjusted. Do you understand that? तो अगर हम real GDP के comparison में actually year on year GDP को calculate करते रहें, then do you think we will get a fair idea about where the economy is heading towards? Do you understand that? So that's why you see that when we talk about GDP, you have to consider two things: nominal GDP and real GDP. Got it? Real GDP is GDP at constant prices. Constant prices means prices that were prevalent in some base year. जैसे ही हम base year के prices लेते हैं, यहाँ पे GDP फिर कितनी हो जाएगी? 5000. It means that the economy has not progressed and the inflated numbers are due to inflation. Do you get it? It means more goods and more services were not provided, but rather the prices of the goods and services have increased. So you cannot say that the economy has actually progressed or not. Do you get it? Now, how to choose a base year? This is a very important task for economists. To choose a base year, you have to consider two factors. First, that the base year should be a relatively recent year. Do you understand that? It should not be a year of, say, history. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपने 1600 को बेस ईयर मान लिया तो 3000% ग्रोथ दिखाएगा इंडियन इकोनॉमी की. Do you understand that? So you have to consider a recent year as a base year, and while considering a year as base year, you have to keep in mind that it should be free from economic hiccups. जैसे कि उसमें कोई मेजर इकोनॉमिक शॉक नहीं लगना चाहिए उस साल. जैसे कि आप बोल सकते हो 2020 को can we choose as the base year? Why? COVID. Do you understand that? 1991, can we choose it as base year? Because again we had the BOP crisis that year. Got it? So this is something that you have to understand. So let's see. Real GDP, total value of goods and services at constant prices. It means base year's prices. Formula real GDP is GDP at constant prices. It excludes inflation. Nominal GDP, total value of goods and services at current market prices. Formula nominal GDP is GDP at current price. It includes inflation. Now there is a device called GDP deflator. अगर inflated GDP है तो उसको deflate करना पड़ेगा, which is known as GDP deflator. GDP deflator actually converts current GDP to constant GDP or nominal GDP to real GDP or GDP at current prices to GDP at constant prices. Do you understand that? अभी इंडिया का बेस ईयर क्या है जीडीपी कैलकुलेट करने के लिए, आपको पता है? 2011-12. उससे पहले क्या था? 4-5. Do you understand that? Because 2004 and 2005 was an exceptional year. आप ऐसे सोच कर देखो कि अगर आप अपने मार्क्स को कंपेयर करोगे कि आप प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हो कि नहीं, या आप ऐसे देखोगे कि आप ग्रो कर रहे हो कि नहीं इन योर प्रिपरेशन, तो आप उस दिन को कंसिडर करोगे जब आपने बहुत अच्छा किया था कि उस दिन को जब कुछ भी नहीं कर पाए थे? जब कुछ अच्छा किया तभी तो आगे देखोगे ना कि आगे गाड़ी बढ़ रही है कि नहीं. तो वैसे ही 2004-5 was an excellent year for the Indian economy. 2011-12 was again an excellent year for Indian economy. बताओ यहाँ तक बात क्लियर है? बिल्कुल ठीक है. So GDP deflator measures the ratio of nominal GDP to real GDP. GDP deflator is nominal GDP by real GDP. ठीक है. Acts as a measure of inflation in the economy. Now there is something called gross value added. Now what is value addition? Value addition is nothing but the difference between the output value and the intermediate value. That is value addition. जैसे कि समझ लो, like suppose I purchase raw cotton at 100 rupees and I turn out a shirt and I sell it in 150 rupees. Then raw cotton की वैल्यू को शर्ट की वैल्यू से raw cotton की वैल्यू को आपको माइनस करना है. So what is the difference? 50 rupees. That is value added. Do you understand that? Gross value added means for one particular sector कितना value add हुआ है. Do you get that? That is gross value added. In fact, जब सारे value addition को आप add करते रहोगे तो final product की जो value है वही निकल के आ जाएगी. Do you get that? That would be because when you go to the final say product, you already consider the values of the intermediate product in that. Do you get that? तो यही होता है gross value added, defined as the value of output minus value of intermediate consumption, represents the contribution of labor and capital to production. Formula for GVA is GDP minus indirect taxes plus subsidies, because this is also sometimes you see this is measured in terms of say think of this, suppose let's consider this. Let's consider this. Suppose there are three sectors in the economy. One is banking, the other one is manufacturing, and the other one is services. Banking, manufacturing, and all other services except banking. Do you understand that? So we can have, say, there are n number of banks, there are m number of manufacturing units, and there are x number of, say, services. So we can say gross value added for all the banks could be considered as the summation of I equals to 1 to n. कितने banks हैं? n banks है. Gross value added I. Do you understand that? AI की वैल्यू आपको बस चेंज करती रहनी पड़ेगी. मतलब जितने भी बैंक्स हैं उन सब का वैल्यू अगर हम ऐड कर लेंगे so that would be the gross value added for the banking sector. If we add the value of all the manufacturing units, and when I say value addition, what do I mean? It means this, like say for example, suppose there is a manufacturing unit and its output value is suppose 1000, whereas its input value is suppose 500, then the value added would be 500. Do you understand that? Gross value added would be the value added by all the manufacturing units throughout the year. Do you get that? That would be gross value added. So this is something that we have to keep into consideration. Now what is the difference between gross value added and GDP? GDP, we know, GDP is the money value of all the final goods and services provided within the domestic territory of a country over a period of time taken as 1 year, whereas value added is generally taken for sector wise. But कई बार सारे सेक्टर के वैल्यू ऐड को अगर ऐड कर दोगे तो वो जीडीपी ही होगा. Do you understand that? Because that would be the final value of all the goods and all the services provided. So GVA is value of output after deducting intermediate goods. GDP is market value of final goods and services. Insight from the input or supplier side, ये GVA होता है, whereas GDP is insight from the output or consumer side. Generally calculated on a sector wise basis. जैसे कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर का टोटल वैल्यू एडेड कितना है इस बार? आप ऐसे पूछ सकते हो, ठीक है. बट जीडीपी इज कैलकुलेटेड फॉर द होल इकोनॉमी, calculated at basic prices. We'll talk about this basic prices later on, whereas this one is calculated at market prices. We'll talk about that also later on. But एक चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए ग्रॉस वैल्यू एडेड और जीडीपी के लिए, और जब हम ये बेसिक प्राइसेस समझेंगे तब हम ये भी समझ जाएंगे ये माइनस इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस प्लस सब्सिडीज ये क्या चीज है. विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट एज वेल. But for now, what you have to keep into mind is that there are two concepts. First is gross domestic product, and the second one is gross value added. Do you understand that? Gross value added is the total value added at any stage of production cycle. इसको थोड़ा और अच्छे से समझने के लिए we can take one more example and think like this. Suppose there is a farmer. Okay, and what kind of farmer? Suppose is a cotton farmer. So this cotton farmer grows raw cotton. Now this raw cotton is sent to a textile mill where it is converted into yarn. From there it is sent to a manufacturing unit which converts it into cotton shirts. Do you understand that? Now let's assume that the farmer who is growing the raw cotton is not using any kind of input but just his labor. Suppose he already has the seeds, he is not purchasing the seeds, he is not implementing any kind of tools or any kind of machinery in the production process, just his physical labor, and he is producing it. Suppose the value of raw cotton is, let's assume that the value of raw cotton is 100. Do you understand that? And when he sells it to the yarn purchases it at 100 and then adds a value of 50 more rupees to it by, like the textile mill, when it purchases raw cotton, it converts it into yarn, and while converting it, it adds more value to it. अगर आप raw cotton खरीदने जाओगे मार्केट में तो 100 का मिलेगा, अगर yarn खरीदने जाओगे तो कितने का मिलेगा? 150. मतलब textile mill ने कितनी value add की यहाँ पर? 50. Do you understand that? So the value added at this stage of production would be 150 minus 100. It means the value of output at this stage minus the intermediate good. Okay, so it would be 50. Now 150 yarn is purchased by the manufacturing unit and they make a shirt of 200 out of it. So the value of output is 200 whereas the value of input was 150. So the value added here also is how much? 50. Do you understand that? यहाँ पे value added कितना था? The total output is 100 and the input is 0 because we said that the farmer is not employing any kind of resources here. So what is the value added? 100. Do you understand that? What is the gross value added? 100 plus 50 plus 50. It means how much? 200. तो वही तो मैंने बोला था कि अगर आप फाइनल प्रोडक्ट के वैल्यू को देख लोगे तो वो एक्चुअली पूरे वैल्यू एडेड को ऐड करोगे तो वही वैल्यू आएगी. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? सो ईदर यू गो बाय दैट मेथड और यू गो बाय दिस मेथड. Everything is okay, but why economies have shifted from that method, gross domestic product, to gross value added product? Because it gives a better picture of the entire production cycle and where value is getting added more. Do you understand that? तो जब आप इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज बनाओगे तो आप फाइनल एक आउटपुट को देखकर कुछ भी डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते. तो आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा. अगर आपने ये देखा, समझ लो आप पॉलिसी बना रहे हो कॉटन फार्मर्स के लिए और आपने देखा कि यहाँ पे वैल्यू एडिशन सबसे ज्यादा हो रहा है और यहाँ पे वैल्यू एडिशन समझ लो सबसे कम हो रहा है, then you will encourage value addition here more. Do you understand that? Through your policies. That is gross value added. Do you understand that? So gross value added is generally done for one sector, but it can be done for the entire economy as well. Do you get that? Whereas GDP is the money value of the final goods and the final services provided within the domestic territory over a period of time, generally taken as 1 year. Do you get that? समझ में आया ये डिफरेंस जीडीपी और जीवीए का? एंड डू यू अंडरस्टैंड आल्सो जीडीपी एट कांस्टेंट प्राइसेस एंड जीडीपी एट करंट प्राइसेस? व्हिच इज नॉमिनल जीडीपी? करंट प्राइस. व्हिच इज रियल जीडीपी? एंड व्हाट इज द डिवाइस दैट कन्वर्ट्स nominal GDP to real GDP? GDP deflator. Do you understand that? अगर रियल जीडीपी को नॉमिनल जीडीपी में बदलना हो तो कौन सा डिवाइस चाहिए होगा? जीडीपी इन्फ्लेटर. Do you understand that? Like you have a GDP deflator, you can also have a GDP inflator. But GDP inflator किसी काम का है? No, it is of no use. Let's try to understand now factor cost and market prices. अब ऐसे सोच कर. Suppose you are producing something, so you have a factory, and in a factory you would definitely engage the factors of production. And what are the 4 factors of production? Land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. On land, what do you pay? Rent. For labor, what do you pay? Wages. On capital, you pay what? Interest. And with the entrepreneur, you share what? Profits. Do you understand that? So the entire cost of production is the total rent paid plus the total wages paid plus the total interest paid plus the total profit shared. That is the cost of production. Do you understand that? This cost of production is known as the factor cost. ठीक है, तो चलो कुछ वैल्यूज दे देते हैं इसको और अच्छे से समझने के लिए. समझ लो टोटल रेंट पेड 10 था, टोटल वेजेस भी 10 है, टोटल इंटरेस्ट भी 10 है और टोटल प्रॉफिट भी 10 है. सो व्हाट इज द फैक्टर कॉस्ट नाउ? 40. 40 इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? तो अगर ये मार्केट में चला जाए फैक्टर कॉस्ट पे तो ये कितने में रहेगा? 40 रुपीज का. पर अब जैसे ये मार्केट में जाता है, व्हाट गवर्नमेंट डज इज government imposes a indirect tax, suppose a GST of rupees 5 over it. So what is its new price now in the market? 45. Do you understand that? ये एक केस हो सकता है. एक केस ये भी हो सकता है that government during the time of production process gave subsidy to the production unit, and suppose a subsidy was given of rupees 5, rupees 5, rupees 5 and rupees 5 at every cost factor. Do you understand that? So the total cost of production would turn out to be how much? 20. तो जब ये मार्केट में जाएगा तो ये कितने का दिखेगा? 20 का, because it is highly subsidized. Do you understand that? बनाने में कितना लगा टोटल? 40, but मार्केट में कितना दिख रहा है? 20. To get it real value, should we add 20 more to it? And 20 is what? It's the subsidy. You understand that? Here similarly, total cost of production was 40, but in the market it is getting reflected as 45. To get to 40, what we need to do? We need to subtract the indirect taxes. Do you understand that? So market prices might not be the real reflection of the cost of production. Do you get that? Because market prices will be inflated due to indirect taxes and deflated due to subsidies. So in order to get to the situation of factor cost, what we need to do is that we need to subtract the indirect taxes and we need to add the subsidies. ठीक है, वही बात तो की जा रही है. देखो, GDP at factor cost is what? GDP at market prices minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Do you get it? If you subtract the indirect taxes and you add the subsidies, you actually get the cost of production. So GDP at factor cost, the total value of goods and services produced within a country measured at factor cost excludes indirect taxes and includes subsidies on production. This is the formula for that. Now GDP at market price क्या होगा? बस आप market price को इधर रखो और indirect taxes को और subsidies को उधर ले आओ. So it would be what? GDP at market prices would be GDP at factor cost plus हो जाएगा ये, plus indirect taxes and minus subsidies होना चाहिए. ठीक है, actually वो गलत हो गया, minus subsidies होगा वो. Do you get that? So this is GDP at market prices. Do you get it? I hope you are understanding this. Indirect tax को हम इधर ले आए और subsidies को भी इधर ले आए, तो GDP at market prices would become GDP at factor cost plus ये plus हो जाएगा and this would turn to be, do you get it? That would be GDP at market prices. अब मुझे ये बताओ, GDP at factor cost और GDP at market prices में कोई प्रॉब्लम है? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, आगे बढ़े. Okay, so let's try to understand GDP per capita. Now what is GDP per capita? GDP per capita is कि अगर जो भी टोटल जीडीपी है उसको अगर मैं टोटल पॉपुलेशन से डिवाइड कर तो पर हेड कितना जीडीपी हो, दैट इज जीडीपी पर कैपिटा. इट मींस पर हेड, पर पर्सन जीडीपी जितना होगा, दैट इज जीडीपी पर कैपिटा. नाउ यू टेल मी वन थिंग, जीडीपी पर कैपिटा कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड थ्रू एन इक्वेशन लाइक जीडीपी बाय पॉपुलेशन. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? इफ द जीडीपी इंक्रीजेस एट अ फास्टर रेट and the population increases at a lesser rate, then GDP per capita will increase because numerator is increasing at a faster rate. So the total ratio will also increase. Whereas if the population increases at a faster rate and GDP increases at a lesser rate, then per capita population will, sorry, per capita GDP will fall. Do you understand that? Like say for example, आप ऐसे देख लो कि अगर GDP बढ़ रहा है कितने परसेंट से, समझ लो GDP की ग्रोथ रेट जो है वो 9% है, वो 9% है GDP की ग्रोथ रेट, और पॉपुलेशन की ग्रोथ रेट कितनी है 25%. ये अच्छा है क्या कंट्री के लिए? Do you understand that? What will decrease then? GDP per capita. Do you get that? Or per capita GDP is the best indicator of economic prosperity in a country. Do you understand that? Because GDP कितना भी हो उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि inequality भी हो सकती है GDP के साथ साथ. बहुत ज़्यादा GDP है लेकिन all the wealth is concentrated in few hands. Do you get that? So a measure of equality or better economic health of the country is GDP per capita. Now there is something called green GDP. Green GDP नाम से ही समझ में आ रहा है. As adjusted GDP measures that accounts for environmental costs and the depletion of natural resources. जो भी आपने गुड्स और सर्विसेज बनाए थे, फाइनल गुड्स एंड फाइनल सर्विसेज, उस प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस में आपने एनवायरनमेंट को भी कोई नुकसान पहुंचाया होगा. सो द कॉस्ट that is incurred now for the repairment of the damage done to the environment is the environmental cost. Do you understand that? That environmental cost should be subtracted from the GDP. Do you get that? Then the actual GDP you will get to know. So GDP at constant prices, and again you have to subtract what the environmental depletion that the production process has caused. जैसे कि समझ लो आपने टेक्सटाइल फैक्ट्री लगाई है अपनी, आप शर्ट्स बना रहे हो कॉटन लेकर यार्न में बदलकर, उसको समझ लो आपका ही फार्मर्स के साथ कोई डील है, आपके पास ही एक मिल है और आपके पास ही मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट है, सब कुछ आपके पास ही है. सेम ओनरशिप हो सकती है तीनों चीजों की, हो सकती है. तो समझ लो ये सब कुछ आप कर रहे हो, बट ड्यूरिंग द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द शर्ट्स यू रिलीज अ लॉट ऑफ डर्टी वाटर, a lot of say chemical wastes which flows into water reservoirs or which flows into soil and thereby damages the entire environment. You understand that? So that could also be one major problem.